You haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, man.
Really? Like never gonna happen.
They bought the insurance. In fact, if I could, I hold on to, I made the word, I just rewrote it, but I wanna like master these vocabulary words.
Okay, yeah.
You got insurance on that bus?
That's what I'm saying.
You got the bus is insurance, if you want your bus. No progressive either.
Okay,
All right.
So we turn these in?
Give him it.
well, if you're turning it in, and, yeah, we'll see. Inshallah.
It's like 3 pages when I say.
Okay, okay, so you did the Arab as well. Excellent.
I tried.
Yes. Okay, so we'll start with الأولاد في المدرسة.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm not allowed to say that. That one.
أين الوليمة؟
Can I get my answers back and give them back to you in the quick so I can participate in the conversation?
Okay. الوليمة في المسجد.
I have a question. The diary said,
المدرسة.
yes, isn't it spelled the same way? Like female teacher?
No, that's مدرسة. This is مدرسة.
So did we have the vowels?
What vowels?
Okay, so how would you write Mudari second?
مدرسة would be.
Same letter. Because that's what I made that word.
That's مدرسة. مدرسة is teacher. مدرسة is school.
The same letters?
Same letters, same letters.
Yeah.
Vowel is different.
I gave a different vowel.
ضمة فتحة سكون. كسرة شدة. You have to have تشديد. مدرسة مدرسة.
But with it not having any vowel in it,
Yeah.
I could have made it something else, which is what I did.
Okay. If it all came together for you, alhamdulillah. If it all came together for you, alhamdulillah. We'll see though. That remains to be seen. هذه أسرة. هذه هدية واحدة. الكتاب من المكتبة. متى النكاح؟ and من الولي؟ So if you came up with something similar to this, then you're good. But if you had to modify something, okay, adding, subtracting, that clearly would, and of course, if you had words left over.
I got a quick sidebar question. You like
Wait,
to
hold on one second. Sidebar?
Well, it deals with that.
Okay, go ahead.
Not this per se. Okay, the question I was asking, like, I didn't notice your handwriting or anybody. It's like when we learn English, everybody have to learn cursive when we learned it, and then everybody kind of had their own script. It seems like everybody who learns Arabic, Brother D, or everybody, their script is similar the same. Is there some kind of guideline or something?
So you have different types of.
Well, I mean, my Arabic is
yes, so
probably
you have-
won't ever look like yours, but yours it was like, you know, even like any other person who's raised speaking Arabic. But I've been writing for a while.
That's practice.
Oh.
That's
But it's not kind of
practice.
guideline placement.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that's something that you learn in school.
Oh, okay. I mean, how
It's
big
called, yeah, penmanship or khط. You learn that.
Oh, okay, I was wondering, okay.
Is there a cursive form of Arabic?
It's-
It does seem like you write in cursive Arabic.
Yeah.
It is? Oh. That is like cursive.
Okay, I will be mindful of that, inshallah. Yeah, actually, that's a combination between nasakh and ruqa.
What was the second one you said?
Ruqa.
That's all right.
Okay.
I want those on that.
Right. With all the sentences
Okay.
on the board, it's like,
Oh,
oh, right.
Yes.
oh.
Now, we are reviewing today as well, so, and hopefully, inshallah, that will help you. And I wanted to move forward with chapter 12. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility today, but depends on how far we get or how quickly we're able to review, inshallah. So,
The last sentence, who said, man, la waliyun, wale.
من الولي؟ من الولي؟
Wale.
You don't bow? Oh,
So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I had 8 sentences, but they look like that. P. One.
oh.
Oh, I had it too many times.
The top sentence on the left, that's هذه هدية.
هذه هدية واحدة. Yes.
For men, al-waliyu, is that a fatha where it should be a kasra, or is that a kasra from the word above?
It's like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of a puzzle, like the whole puzzle that you like can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But the person already put it together knows. I say he must already have this here written out, done already. And they just took you apart.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so before I go any further, and we're going to review today as well. I did promise you that. So, but before we begin the review, this class is once a week. Okay. In order for you to succeed in this class, you have to respect the Arabic. You got to respect the Arabic. This is not something that you can do, that you can treat casually. It's not, I can visit this, a couple hours before, an hour before class, and I'm good to go. This is not an hour a week thing. Can't do it. Arabic is one of the most difficult languages in the world to learn. That's a fact. So if you find yourself struggling and you're confused, one of the biggest issues is if you're struggling with your vocabulary, you can forget about it. It's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now. If you're struggling, if you haven't invested time in learning your vocabulary, right there, that's not going to work for you because you're going to be lost. So you absolutely have to master your vocabulary. That's one. Two, repetition is your key. So I introduced you to maybe a month ago, something like that. It's been about that long, right? No,
Yeah.
yes, 3 weeks ago, a month ago,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes.
That's the process. And I told you when I introduced you to it, it's gonna take a minute. So you're not the first to struggle with this, okay? You're not the first to struggle with this, and you're not gonna be the last to struggle with this. You're going to struggle. But what you're struggling, understanding the process, and vocabulary is one thing. Handicapping yourself by not knowing your vocabulary, that's like shooting yourself in the foot. It's not going to happen. When I pointed out to you in there all of the vocabulary words that you should already know, if you don't know those words, then how can you do that? It's impossible. You can't complete the task if you don't know the vocabulary. It's not going to work. So you absolutely you have to invest time. Every day you should allot. If it's a half hour, it's a half hour. But every day you should see this. Every day you should review your vocabulary words. Every day. And it entails that type of commitment, even though class is once a week. So I wanted to start with that. Now, next, I wanted to so there were some questions, and I wanted to revisit the mubtada and the khabar. And last week I thought, I've been teaching Arabic for a long time. So the word mubtada in the Arabic language literally means the beginning. The word mubtada in Arabic literally means the beginning. The mubtada is a reference to the absolute first word in your nominal sentence. The structure of a nominal sentence in Arabic is mubtada and khabar. Verbal sentence in Arabic is fi'l, fa'il, and maf'ulun bihi. Your verb, your subject, and your object. Literally translated, fi'l is your verb, your action. Fa'il is the doer. And maf'ulun bihi is whoever's affected by or the object of the verb. The mubtada, on the other hand, is the absolute first noun in your nominal sentence. First word in your nominal sentence is your mubtada. Whether it qualifies, let me rephrase that. I mentioned to you the past couple of weeks, what qualifies as a noun in Arabic. And I told you that includes your asma, your proper nouns, that includes pronouns, and so in some cases, it includes the huruf or the particles. Okay, so when you look at something such as, an example such as Aina al-walimatu, Aina is your mubtada. That's not something you're going to struggle with. This is a nominal, this is not a fi'l, this is not a verb. You know that, that's clear to you. So if it's not a verb, this is jumlatun ismiyatun, or a nominal sentence. And it's that part, I don't want you to overthink this. So last week I started hearing, you're overthinking things. I don't want you to overthink this. Some things you have to understand. Some things you have to accept that this is how it is. Arabic is in English. Arabic is in Chinese. Aina is your mubtada. Period. Al-walimatu is your khabar. The word khabar in the Arabic language literally means the news.
Okay.
The news. al-mubtada'u wal-khabar. Literally, it means the news. So that's whatever is being told about what's going on here at the beginning of your sentence. Lastly, the grammar titles, marfu'un, mansubun, and majrurun. And I've said this repeatedly. I don't want you to overthink this. When you hear right now, when you hear marfu'un, you automatically know that marfu'un is a reference to what? Dhamma or Dhamma Tanween. I don't want you to think about anything else. Because if you're thinking about something other than a Dhamma or a Dhamma Tanween, you're going to get confused. So when I say that al-awladu is marfu'un, you automatically know that I mean al-awladu ends in a Dhamma. In Arabic grammar, marfu'un is a reference to Dhamma. Now, what I mentioned to you as far as marfu'un having other meanings, that's something that when we encounter that, we'll deal with it then. Right now, we're dealing with singular nouns. When you're dealing with the singular noun, you're dealing with vowels. And as a matter of fact, knowing Arabic grammar is knowing, and I said this to you before as well, knowing Arabic grammar is in knowing the last vowel. That's Arabic grammar. So if you know what goes there, you know Arabic grammar. And if you don't know what al-awlad ends in, if you say al-awlad and you place a sukun there, that's a clear indication that you don't know what you're dealing with.
You said knowing Arabic grammar is.
Knowing the last vowel.
Okay.
That's what we call i'rab. So, marfu'un, mansubun, fatha or fatha tanween. Majrurun, kasra or kasra tanween. Any questions? All right. So I would like for us to move on. Last week I think we got as far as yeah, we did get as far as the istifham. And we didn't do huruf al-jar, correct? So we need to review huruf al-jar, and we're going to do some i'rab as well. Yes.
You forgot Mansub.
You said it.
No, I said that was the second one. Mansubun, fatha or fatha tanween. All right. Okay, so we'll do chapter, is that 11?
No, Hakudah is 10.
Chapter 10. So I'm going to give you a new handout today. And while I'm looking at this i'rab and what I just said about the term marfu'un, do not allow that redundancy, marfu'un bil-dhammati, to confuse you. I don't want that to confuse you. But doesn't marfu'un mean ending in a dhamma? Yes, it does. However, in your Arab, you have to be very, very, very specific. So yes, it's not sufficient for you to say, I'm sorry, no, it's not sufficient for you to say marfu'. Because in Arabic grammar, marfu' can mean ending in a dhamma, or ending in alif and noon, or ending in a waw and a noon. Depends on the noun. It depends on the word. It depends on the verb. Some verbs are marfu'un as well. It depends. Okay, it depends on whether or not it's singular, dual, plural. It depends. So you absolutely have to be specific. So that's why you have that redundancy. So I'm going to have these passed out, inshallah. And I have some good news, inshallah. So this class, our last class is next week. You don't have to wait until the fall to continue. So we're probably going to continue towards the end of next month.
So the class is over the next month, or officially the class is over next week?
Yes, but we're going to have another session starting next month. We felt that it was way too much time for you to sit and forget whatever progress we've made thus far. And we have made progress. So we celebrate your success. We've succeeded. Some more than others. But you gotta celebrate your success. So, alhamdulillah, today you're not where you were at the beginning of this class. If you're still at where you were at the beginning of the class, then I don't know, I'm gonna have to look at you and say, I don't know. Okay, so harful jar, or huruf jar, or the prepositions. And why don't we just jump straight into the i'rab? Because I don't think it's necessary for us to go over that. I think for us, the most important thing, is everyone done here?
Yeah.
I guess that's a yes. No? No?
Yes, sir.
I heard a yes and a no. No? Okay, no no's. The most important thing, I think, for us is the i'rab. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a peek at, and again, with the i'rab, the more you do this, the easier it becomes. I'm going to randomly select someone's examples. Yeah, I think we know that. Okay, so why don't we take al-kitabu fil madrasati. Al-kitabu fi al-madrasati. Okay, so let's start with meaning. ما معنى الكتاب في المدرسة؟
The book is in the class, in the school. So,
Everyone in agreement with that? Your silence is your approval. So al-kitabu, what is the i'rab of al-kitabu? There you go. So again, al-kitabu first word in your nominal sentence automatically qualifies as the mubtada. Al-mubtada'u marfu'un بالضمة. Fee. What is the meaning of fee? What is the meaning of fee?
And
Fee is harfu jarrin. And al-madrasati. What is the meaning of al-madrasati?
School.
Al-madrasati, the school. And the i'rab of al-madrasati is what? Majrurun bil-kasrati. Stop. Before you go any further, I have a question. So, why are we not saying that al-masjidi, al-madrasati is al-khabaru majrurun bil-kasrati?
because first we have to explain that we have to, because it would normally end in a dhamma, we have to first say that it doesn't end in a dhamma.
Okay. So we have to explain the absence of the proper vowel, which is majrurun bil-kasrati. Simply saying that the word al-madrasati ends in a kasra. Now you're explaining why al-madrasati ends in a kasra. Why does al-madrasati end in a kasra?
Because the
Because it's
haruf
preceded by
jar.
fee.
Because of fee. It's preceded by fee or harf jar. Wal-jarru, al-jarru is a reference to what?
The preposition, I mean,
The fee.
the fee, the preposition.
Al-jarru is a reference to fee, which is the cause of the kasra. Wa and al-majruru. What is al-majruru? Al-madrasati is al-majrur. It's the noun that is affected by the kasra. So majrurun means affected by the kasra, and al-jaru means causing the kasra. Wal-jaru wal-majruru fi mahalli raf'in. So again, here, we cannot simply say that fil madrasati is marfu'un because it isn't. To say that it is marfu'un is for us to say that there's a dhamma there, which we know there isn't. So we're not saying that fil madrasati is marfu'un, we're saying that fil madrasati is in the place of a noun that would normally end in a dhamma or a dhammatain. Fi mahalli raf'in. And again, we said raf'in means what? Marfu'un.
You said al-jaru means caused by the.
Al-jarru, causing the kasra. Al-majruru, affected by the kasra. Fi mahalli raf'in, last word here, you know what? Erase that. خبر end of arrow.
I'm sorry, one more time. You said, so El Jaro means causing the customer.
Al-Jarru is the cause. Al-Majruru is affected by. The cause is fi.
Is affected by the customer, the saying it ends in a customer, or it's.
So al-Majruru literally means, so let me rephrase all that. So al-Majruru means the pull. So in essence, yeah. Al-Majruru literally means the pull. Jarra means to pull something. Okay? So in essence, this here caused this here to end in this here.
You were pointing.
And it serves really, huruf al-jar, they have no place in the Arab. In Arabic grammar, harf al-jar, la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. So a particle that has no place in i'rab, you do not go beyond identifying what it is. Fi is harf al-jar, that's it. Yes, you may. So we'll do another one. So we have, yes.
And I kind of get how things go, just not clear on the explanation of how it goes. I guess won't come back to say.
Yeah, and again, so knowing your huruf al-jar, your prepositions, knowing how they affect whatever noun comes after them, and that's a cause and effect. Understanding that huruf al-jar, whatever comes after it, will end in a kasra. So for noun ends in a kasra, it is majrurun. I want you to remember the first rule I shared with you, and I believe this was last semester, al-aslu fil asma'i al-raf'u. Remember that?
Well, now it's outside of them.
Al-aslu, so normally, if we were to take al-madrasati out of this sentence here, and we wrote al-madrasati on the board there, somewhere outside of the sentence, it would no longer end in a kasra, it would end in a, it has to end in a dhamma. Okay, so to say that all nouns are supposed to end in a dhamma, unless of course something happens which causes that vowel to change, this is what happened. This here happened. Fi happened, and because fi happened, al-madrasati now ends in a kasra.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying when you say Arabic is very specific, and very.
Majrurun bil kasrati, that redundancy, is that what you're referring to?
Just like, a lot of times it's because you write it and we're seeing it. You know, I just have to get to a point where I really understand how that affects
yes.
me, that's all.
Yes. Inshallah.
One last question. And he said, Fi mahal rafiu.
Fi mahalli raf'in. In the place of, yes. A noun that is supposed to be marfu', but is not marfu' because of fi. Now,
Last sentence, the word after fi.
mahalli, min lam.
Okay.
Will you always see Jaro and Majrur together like that?
You mean in i'rab when you have harf jar? Yes.
It follows that way.
Absolutely. Wal jar wal majrur. Yes. And to be clear, your khabar is fil madrasati. That's what you're saying. You're not saying that al-madrasati is your khabar. You're saying your khabar is fil madrasati. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, so is that why you say wajar wal majrur?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So next we have all right, so we're going to do the i'rab of hadiyatun min al-walimati. All right, so here, hadiyatun is al-mubtada wal-marfu' bi-dhammati. Min is harfu jarrin. And al-walimati is majrurun bil-kasrati wal-jar wal-majrur fi mahalli raf'in al-khabar. Same i'rab.
From, wow, I'm trying to look, like you said, figure out the sentence.
Yeah, al-walimati is
The ceremony, the wedding.
what was that?
Walima.
Are we,
It's the wedding.
Well, the wedding party, the ceremony after the wedding.
Translate that for you. I get to another
Reception.
Like, yeah, the reception, the wedding party.
oh, get from the reception.
You had written, I had to laugh at myself because I didn't realize I had made this mistake until after I realized what I had written. You had written like, the same thing, mubtada marfu'un bi dhammati, but you had stacked the letters and someone had asked you to write it out, non-stack. So in my i'rab, I wrote al-mubtada marfu'un bi dhammati. And I was sitting, I was sitting there confused for a long time, trying to figure out why you had to put bidamati twice. And then it dawned on me that that's what had happened. So,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Interesting.
I can laugh myself back.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
I have a question.
mhm,
If you put, one word, hadihi,
mhm,
in front of this hadiyatun,
mhm.
it would throw off everything in my life.
Okay, so if you wrote هذه, whoops, هذه هدية من الوليمة, which you could say as well. Here, you already have your mubtada and your khabar. Your mubtada is هذه, هدية is your khabar, and this here is jar and majrur.
And so it doesn't get any other designation, it just hangs out there, it's not.
Hangs out there by itself.
That's what I had.
Jarun and majrurun. So min would be harf jarrin, and al walimati would be majrurun bil kasrati. That's it. So you would, in this case here, you wouldn't need all of this, because you've already identified your khabar, and your khabar is hadiyah. So if you were to eliminate this, you still have your mubtada and your khabar. Hadi hadiyatun, this is a gift.
So there's only one multiple and only one cover, regardless.
But we don't want to go there.
Oh, no, I okay, all right.
There we don't want to go.
Got you, all right.
No, because the answer to that is no.
Okay, got you.
Because you can't have two mubtada's, you can have two khabar. I'm sorry. You will always have one mubtada, but you can have two khabars.
All right, that's why.
In addition, sometimes the khabar precedes the mubtada. That's not now, so don't worry about that. That can happen.
No, like the sister was talking about when I was doing sentences, it was like a little longer than.
Yeah, so in this case, absolutely. Mubtada, khabar, and then jar and majrur. The end.
Yeah, I'll do that one. Yeah. Like,
All right. So I would like for us now, are there any other questions? I don't want to rush through this. We'll leave this until our next class.
I do have the question you said.
Yeah, so we'll do some more.
The sentences that you did, that you wrote out here, just get the definition of it.
Okay, so we had al-awladu fil madrasa. What is the meaning of al-awladu fil madrasa?
The children are in the school.
Yes, the children are in, who said the master?
No one.
Okay. But I heard master.
You did, but we did.
Okay, so the children are where? Okay. Al-walimatu, I'm sorry, we had ain al-walimatu.
Where's the wedding?
Where is the walima? Al-walimatu fil masjidi.
The wedding is in the mess.
Okay, the reception is in the masjid. Hadihi usratun.
This is a family.
This is a family. Hadihi usratun. نعم. هذه هدية واحدة.
This is one gift.
Okay. الكتاب من المكتبة.
The book is from the library. Office.
Office, library, maktaba, both are correct. Because the word maktabatun means office, maktabatun also means library. Mata nikahu.
When is the, wedding?
When is the wedding? Man al waliyu.
Who's the guardian?
Who's the guardian? Absolutely. All right. All right. We'll do the i'rab of Couple more.
Shukran for your patience. Shukran for your patience.
Oh, alhamdulillah, I have to be. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a nice person.
What's the word for friend?
صديق or صديقة. Why did I say or صديقة?
Female.
As well as a female.
There you go.
Borrow my paper back for a second.
Okay, so that's yours. So we will do the Arab of mata nikah.
Before you go on. Sadiqa is friend.
صديق
Sadiqun
or
is friend.
صديقة.
Sadiqatun.
Uh-huh.
What is Khalil
Oh, good point.
Khalil means friend as well.
as well? What is Hanifan?
Are these words part of our vocabulary list, brother?
No, it's where I'm coming across in Quran.
MashaAllah. So, Hanifan is a reference to monotheism.
I knew it somewhere. I knew it was something like that. I just
Yeah.
didn't know exactly.
Mhm. Yeah,
What was used to describe Ibrahim?
Ibrahim alayhi salam, yes. And is used to describe faith in general. Because Islam is referred to as al-Hanifiyya, as-Samha. Okay. So we're gonna do meta nikah. So is someone still anyone still copying the ihram?
So you said all of them mean friends, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Sadiqun, Sadiq.
Yeah, all three. So that we're clear, the term Khalilun is not used in everyday Arabic. So if you're saying, this is my friend, you would not use the word Khalil. And as a matter of fact, the word Khalil, referencing friend or close associate, let me rephrase that. Okay, close friend is only used in reference to the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. As far as that, the term Khalil can be found in the Hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalilihi," that a person follows the path of his associates. So beware of who you associate with. That's the Hadith. And Prophet ﷺ used the term Khalil. Al-mar'u ala dini khalilihi. So you use the term Khalil. But generally, people don't reference their friends as their Khalils. I mean, that's kind of cheesy. I don't think we'll do that. Okay, so we have Mata and Nikahu. Mata. Okay, so who, you said Ismu what?
No, I saw when, I did it.
Mata is when, absolutely.
Ismu
Ismu istifhamin. Ismu istifhamin مبني على
ألف مكسوري. ألف مكسورتي.
على
ألف مكسورتي, or would you just say فتح? You would just say,
مبني على السكون.
oh,
سكون.
ألف مقصورة is this, preceded by this. So the ألف مقصورة is مبني على السكون, although you never see the sukun. But you understand that this is the alif vowel. And the alif vowel, did I lose anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a second.
Even if we didn't have the dagger alif there, this is still a short alif. A short alif is another version of the alif.
so if I put Aleph Mexori, that would be wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I do this one too.
مبني على السكون
مبني
في محل رفع what? المبتدأ. And what is it? النكاح? Yeah. The Arab of النكاح is what? النكاح is الخبر مرفوع بالضمة.
Yeah.
And you said
What's that?
that oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
You said that the yeah is really, if you were to write it out, the yeah with the Aleph Mexori is the yeah with an aleph, a yeah with a theta with an aleph.
No, not yet. Not yet.
The Aleph Mexori would be an aleph with a sukun.
Yes, but the sukun is never written.
No, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to write in.
The sukun is there.
Uh,
You know the sukun is there because that's an alif. It's a vowel. You know that.
so if I were to replace, like, you know how sometimes you write this word equals this, but it's just not written as that? What does meta equal? So it's a meme with a theta, a te with a theta, and an aleph with a theta, I mean, an aleph with sukun. Is the equivalent?
Yes.
Okay.
No, don't write that, please. Because you're gonna confuse yourself. I don't want you to have something, you go back and look at it and you say, oh, what's this?
Okay.
Yeah, that's way too much. Alif maqsura is the equivalent of the alif, the vowel.
Okay.
What's that? So when you see that dagger there, that's the Sakun.
No, when you see that this here is an indication that this here is an alif, not a ya. Some say that you're actually reading this, not this. This here is an indication that this is an alif, not a ya.
Is there another way of writing that? That it might be written in the corners?
Right, what?
The Aleph notes.
A straight line?
So what is that you actually wrote?
Where?
That thing instead of the straight line?
This here?
Yeah,
Oh, it's a little bit.
it's a little.
Yeah, it's a little like that.
But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
That's
Absolutely.
gonna be Mabni al Sakun.
Mabni ala sukun, absolutely.
This little thing, the way you wrote it, you'll also see it written that way as opposed to the straight line.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's the actual form.
Yes. متى النكاح؟ We'll do one more.
What does Phil Mahali Rafa mean? Phil Mahali.
في محل رفع
Fi Mahali, yeah.
Yeah.
Fi Mahali Rafa'in.
في محل رفع means in the place of a noun that should end in a dhamma or a dhamma.
Okay. Got it.
Got a quick question, this is in my head. I said, Ana Muhammadu, Ana would be the Mubtada, and the Muhammadu would be the Khabar al-Marfa'un bidam.
Absolutely. And ana, because ana is a pronoun, ana is mabniya.
Oh, okay.
With the Fi Mahali Rafa'in, in place of the noun that should end in dhamma, but it wouldn't only be a noun, would it? It's not only.
No, it will not, no, because again, some verbs can end in dhamma as well.
Well, in this instance, meta, that's a noun.
Meta qualifies as a noun, absolutely.
By its, by the grammar or by, the reason that it's the first?
No, by definition. So this was last semester. We had the parts of speech. Okay? We covered that. Al-ismu, al-fi'lu, and then al-harfu. So there are rules for nouns, there are rules for verbs, and the particles generally fall under the nouns as it relates to i'rab. With the exception of some that, such as fi, the prepositions fi, min, those have no place in i'rab. But meta, men, pronouns, those fall under, yes. Al-ismu, al-fi'lu, and al-harf. All right, we're gonna do one more. Last one, inshallah, will be an easy one. Inshallah. Wow. All right, so I'm assuming everyone's done copying. Okay, so we are going to do hadiyatun wahidatun. You know what, before we do hadiyatun wahidatun, so if you recall, I had referenced the Fatiha many times during this class. All right? We're at the point now where we can do the i'rab of Alhamdulillah. Alhamdu, what is the i'rab of Alhamdu? Alhamdu is a mubtada'u. مرفوع بالضمة.
Oh, okay.
The first lam,
It's,
حرف الجر. Now I want you to see what I did. Whoops. حرف جر. So when you have lillah, you're going to separate the lam from the word Allah. So when you separate the lam from the word Allah, you end up with li and then the word Allah. When you combine the two, you end up with lillahi. Now the process of combining the two, we're going to leave that alone. Okay, we're not going to mess with that. But if you encounter an Arab in which you have lillahi, well, that's only example, then you know that you write harful jar, and then you're going to write the word Allah. So the lam is harful jar, or the preposition, and the word Allah is majrurun bil kasrati. There you go. مجرور بالكسرة والجار والمجرور في محل رفع الخبر in the verb. Alhamdulillah.
You don't describe the Muntasil in there, the line, and Allah. Your touch, brother. No. The line.
ضمير.
The ha with the kasra is not the damir.
Nope.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
All right.
If we were to do Bismillah, it would be the same thing. We would have the bat, which is harful jar, and the word ismi. So the jar and the majrur in the word Allah is majrurun as majrurun as well. All right. The last one I said was was it أسرة واحدة؟ هدية واحدة. So هدية واحدة would be what? What would the Arab of هدية be? مبتدأ ومرفوع بالضمة, and واحدة would be? There you go. That's it.
See, yeah, heavy day, see.
هدية واحدة.
Okay.
مبتدأ and خبر.
How many, well, how like, is it like, when we finish, it'll be like a 20 rules, or is it maybe up to 9, and then we'll be able to go through any, pick both the vowels and maybe, or it's more than.
I'm not making any unrealistic promises.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
So no, there's no shortcut.
Oh, okay.
There's no magic formula.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just a question on Bismillah.
Mm-hmm.
So the particle is in the beginning of ism, right?
Yes.
So you see the beginning of the word, but now it has a particle in front of it when you break it up.
Mhm.
So when you're doing the rub,
You're separating the bat from ismi. So you have to re-add the alif.
right, for the ism.
Yes.
Okay.
But for the,
But for the,
Oh.
I'm sorry, go
no,
ahead.
no, go ahead. I want
Oh,
to
no,
go back to the
maybe-
same question.
Probably not, I was just
But
saying,
for,
the
But,
mubtada.
yeah, we were going to the same question.
yeah.
So, no, I'm
I'm just
sorry.
gonna try.
So the mubtada is fi mahalli raf'in. Because you have the jar and the majrur.
Okay. But for the B, would you start off, you wouldn't call that the mubtada even though it's.
Oh, absolutely not, no.
You would just say harfu jar.
Harfu jar,
And then,
Absolutely.
okay.
So the ba would be here, it would be harfu jar, and ismi would be majrur bil kasra, wal jar wal majrur fi mahalli raf'in al mubtada.
Okay.
So then the rule about the first word and particles can be nouns. B is a
Harfu jar.
part, okay.
Yes. The ba is harfu jarrin, disqualified. When I say disqualified, meaning that you're not going beyond the fact that it's a preposition.
Where's the cover?
Okay, we're gonna leave that one.
All right, okay, let's.
That one we're gonna leave alone.
Okay. All right, you're fine.
Yeah.
What is a particle?
Okay. So in Arabic, harfun is a word that is not a noun or a verb. It's referred to as harfun. And it's a broad category.
So a preposition is a particle.
A preposition is a particle in Arabic.
Okay. There's no English equivalent to a particle.
I prefer not to make those types of comparisons because you're going to get confused. I won't do that. So let's just leave it like that, inshallah, and hopefully it'll stick.
So you said the harfu is not
Make
a,
strong dua. Yes.
the harfu definition again was not a, you said it wasn't, you can repeat that again, sir?
What was that?
Noun.
Oh, so the huruf al-jar do not have a place in i'rab. So in that sense, it doesn't fit under
Noun.
nouns, nor does it fit under verbs, although it's a harf. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Part.
No. All right. So inshallah, we're going to pray. And next week, as I said, is our last class. Past two classes we reviewed. We were supposed to end with chapter 13, which is not going to happen. MashaAllah. We will end with chapter 12 though. You should expect a quiz next week as well.
Well, thank you for telling us.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Mashallah.
Okay? You should expect a quiz. And on the quiz, you should expect some i'rab. It will be a take home. So you can take that home, you can work that out, work it out.
The quiz?
And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm feeling generous.
Yeah, okay.
So let you take it home. You can do whatever it is you have to do. And you'll return it. You have to return it because I would really like to give you your certificate. So if you don't return it, I can't help you.
But we won't get the quiz till next week.
Yeah, that's next week. So you'll take that home and, get it back to me. You can email it, however you get it back to me, it's fine. You can scan it, email it, you can put it in the mail, you can drop it off, as long as I get it. Yes.
So I know that I won't be here next week. Is there some way that the class can be recorded? For sure?
So the class is always on YouTube.
No, it wasn't,
Oh,
the last one I missed wasn't, I couldn't find it on YouTube.
Well, unfortunately, that week,
That was,
Brother Kais wasn't here.
right, and he
So-
might not be here next week.
Wow, that's, mashallah. You did, obviously you did.
Look, as long as someone. No,
So what I'll probably do, I'll probably broadcast the class myself.
Okay.
So, yeah, inshallah. I can use my iPad, so, yeah.
So for those who are absent, when can we pick up the quiz?
I'll email it to you.
Okay.
You did provide your email address to sister?
Yeah.
You have?
She is mine.
Okay, you have everyone's email address.
Sorry, it's late today.
Okay, it's not even 2:00 yet. I mean,
It's not that late.
how's it late?
Hey, my coffee world.
Okay, mashallah. So, much dua, inshallah. Study hard. Your vocabulary, know your rules. So far we have, how many rules did I give you? 2. It's only 2 of them. It's 2 rules. I mean, 2. Know the 2 rules, inshallah. Know your vocabulary, work on your I would just work on your however you do that. I'm not going to give you
You
suggestions.
say the 2 rules, is one, al-mubtada,
المبتدا والخبر مرفوعان and الأصل في الأسماء الرفع and that's it. I didn't give you anything else. And as a matter of fact, I gave that to you. That was a handout.
and this,
The first
realm
one.
of study here that since I'm
Oh,
doing,
and I just.
الأصل في الأسماء الرفع.
right,
Yeah.
one of the handouts recently?
Yes. That was, when was that? You weren't here.
I was gonna say, do you have a copy of the last quiz you gave, because I was absent on that.
Yeah, I have that next door, I think.
But those have not been returned yet? The-
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Turn my homework down.
That was at the very
After
beginning.
you made your
That
correction.
was typical.
Mashallah,
Fatima.
you know, who are these typical Fatima?
Since that.
Yeah.
I was at the very beginning of this semester.
No, I think it was around the middle. I don't think it was at the very beginning. I think it was around midpoint. I gave out that handout. So I believe I have one next door. All right, so inshallah, you don't have any homework. Your homework is, of course, catch up. And
We pass on the games. Read the hand.
well, you go over that.
Hmm.
You go over that. I would prefer if you reviewed that before you came to class. That would be helpful to you. Inshallah. So it's always a good habit. Familiarize yourself with the lesson before you come to class. So we'll close with dua, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
Allahu Akbar. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.